What's up, y'all? I am just laying here with Isabella and feeding her while I decide to kind of piece together a video. I'm just looking back at some memories from a year ago, and I documented a good bit of my pregnancy. I might not have shared everything, but it's just crazy to look back at some video footage that I took a just even a week out, and then the 2 days before I had her. And it's crazy because actually, the 2 days before I had her, I was in early labor. I was having contractions 10 minutes apart, y'all. I was having a ton of lightning, and you can see when I show you the videos that I was just trying to move and breathe. But just a quick rundown. This pregnancy with Isabella was not easy at all. I had some complications, and it just made the pregnancy very difficult. For one, heartburn every day until the day I gave birth. I was sick, nauseous every single day, on top of the swelling, massive swelling in my feet, my hands. And it was crazy because every time I would go to the doctor, everything would kind of calm down. So I almost felt like I was crying wolf, to be real with you. But it was just a journey. And on top of me being pregnant, I was dealing, and I'll mention this in the videos. I'm going to try and edit some of it out, just because I kind of repeat myself. I didn't realize, but I've been dealing with a back injury for the past going on 2 years. And being pregnant with that back injury, man, especially the last few weeks, I'd say the last month, I'd say about that time, it got very difficult. I actually could not walk. The only way for me to walk was to hold myself up on a wall. That's the point I was at. I could not walk. I could barely stand to do any activities. But it's just funny. So looking back at these videos and just thinking of the messages that I was sending to my OB nurses, they just kept brushing me off like everything's fine. And in hindsight now, like, I don't know. I just think that more action could have been taken. And what I've gathered, even this being my third pregnancy, is just listen to your body, be your own advocate. And if you think something's not right, it's probably not right. And if you feel like you are in labor, you're probably in labor. So just rely on your own instincts. And that's what I've realized is I feel like I'm very in tune with my body. I know when something's not right. I know when something's about to happen. So I was very aware of my situation. And looking back, I should have spoken up and talked it a little more. But instead, just listened to the nurses and took their word for it. So the videos I'm going to show you guys, the first clip is going to be from me like a week from giving birth. And a week prior to that, I was actually in the hospital. They checked me and I was 5 centimeters dilated. So over 2 weeks, I was already 5 centimeters dilated. So when the time came, it didn't click to me that I was in labor or how fast this third labor was really going to be, because I was already 5 centimeters dilated for a while. So you'll just see me kind of talk about life and feelings and how I'm doing. But I did a lot of crafting, you guys. I did a lot of DIY house projects leading up to giving birth to Isabella. And I remember I didn't go to bed. Will and I probably didn't go to bed till about 2 o'clock. 2 a.m. on January 24th of last year, 6/24/24. And I remember waking up probably around 6 o'clock. I had to go to the bathroom. I went pee, and bloop, there went my mucus plug. It went down the toilet, and I only saw it for a very brief second because I quit looking in the toilet. I'm like, my mucus plug isn't coming out. It's just not coming out. I haven't seen it. So I go to the bathroom, and as I flush the toilet, I got a glimpse of it, and there it went. Then I'm like, all right, whatever, I'm sure I've got some time. So I go lay back down in bed, and I had my heating blanket on because, man, my back was killing me. And as soon as I lay down, a ginormous gush of water just bursts. And I sat up and I said, my water just broke. And Will woke up dead from sleep, okay? And he sits straight up and he was like, he jumped out of the bed so fast, I can't even tell you. So I decided to get up, go to the bathroom, and I'm trying to put my eyebrows on. Because you're going to see in these videos, like, I had no energy. I could barely brush my hair. I had no eyebrows drawn on. And I was not going to the hospital and giving birth browless. Okay? So I'm in there trying to put makeup on. I'm trying to get my eyebrows done, trying to pin my hair up. But the contractions are so bad that I can't move. Will's checking on me. He's running around the house. He's gathering bags and everything. And he was just like, are you okay? Can you move? And I'm like, I'm stuck. I can't walk. I'm trying to do my eyebrows between contractions, and I'm timing them. And you guys, I think it was around midnight that night. He's running around. I don't know. He's trying to get everything packed up, and I'm trying to get my eyebrows and makeup done in between contractions. And, oh, that's what I was saying. So, midnight, I guess I had overlooked it, but I'm timing my contractions, and it actually said, the app told me that I should probably get ready to go to the hospital. And in my delusion or fatigue, I missed that. So, we didn't go to the hospital. We went to bed a few hours later. So anyways, I finally get into the truck. I've got my GoPro because I'm like, look, we're going to record the birth. I want to vlog on the way to the hospital. Well, I hit record and I'm trying to figure out the freaking GoPro and I cannot get the thing to work properly. I can't record everything while I'm in massive pain. So we are on the way to the hospital. My contractions are about 5 to 6 minutes apart now. And I'm in so much pain, but I'm trying to get this GoPro to work because I'm like, I want this time to be documented. I want it to be on camera. We get to the hospital. Mind you, hold on, let me backtrack. Will was so patient and he tried to stay so calm. And we get to the hospital and he drops me off at the front. They get me into a wheelchair and they take me back immediately. He's looking for parking. We're in communication. I remember getting up to the front desk and they're checking me in and it's like go time for the pregnant women because they're falling in. I was the first or second one there. And there was a girl behind me getting wheeled up and, I'm just wishing her good luck and that everything's going to be all right. And I go back and, gosh, those contractions, I just remember being so bad. So bad. You guys, I had a birth plan in place. I I was going to go natural just like I did with both my boys. I had done so much planning and research this time on how to really focus my energy, focus my mind, and just take the pain on. So I had bought these birthing combs and I had those with me and I'm doing my breathing and I tell them and remind them what my birth plan is and you know, we're finally in the very back room. They moved me. Will comes into the first room they put me in. I get into my gown and everything, and then they transfer us from that room to the actual birthing room. Now, my OB that I had seen the whole time, any of my OBs, any of like the 4 OBs that I built a relationship with, they weren't there. So I had met just this random OB, but you know, she was one of the sweetest. And I've got to tell you, the nursing team that took care of me made me feel so comfortable. They just made me feel so empowered. They made me feel like I wasn't being rushed and I was being taken care of properly. And it was such a great experience, especially the way that they were helping me through the contractions. So you guys, they checked my cervix. Guess how far along I am? From about like 6 or 6:30 to 7 o'clock. By the way, we arrived to the hospital around like 7, a little after 7, like maybe 7:20 or something. They checked my cervix, and I think I was like 7 or 8 centimeters already dilated. They asked me when I was already back there, they were like, do you want an epidural? They're like, we've got time. There's a little bit of time left. We can try and get one in. I was like, yeah, let's just do it. Just do it because, golly, this pain is brutal. Brutal. I'm nearly there, guys. I'm like 1, maybe 2 centimeters away from pushing. So I've already gone through the worst of it. So I thought. They end up giving me the epidural. So I get the epidural. Last minute, literally last minute, I get the epidural. And I can feel it starting to work. And it's releasing some of that pressure and that pain that I was feeling. And my OB comes in and she's like, hey, just wanted to see how you're feeling, if you think you're ready to start pushing. But I do have someone else that's here. Just trying to figure out which one we should do first, with their induction or with you because you're in active labor right now. So she's like, you think about it, I'll come right back. Well, she leaves. By the time she comes back, it's go time. She's like, well, there's our answer. So I just remember also, will tell you, and he even talked about this during our vows. I might be in the middle of pushing like a human being out of me, but I'm still worried about him and like how he's doing and how he's feeling because I didn't want him to pass out. I didn't want him to feel scared or be sick or any of those things. And like we're in this together, so even though he's not pushing a baby out, it's like this whole new experience. And I was just wanting him to feel okay. But man, was he a trooper, and he watched the whole thing, and I was so shocked that he did. Really sad because I could not get I couldn't get the GoPro set up in the bed in the room. But I would say maybe 30 minutes later, Isabella was here. She was the biggest of all 3 of our babies, and man, her lips, I remember her lips just being so big. And even the nurses and the doctor were like, she doesn't even need lip injection. That girl got some lips. Little did I know it was just the swollenness of her face, but she was beautiful and so perfect. And I just remember laying there and crying for a minute and just watching her. And they let her come on my chest, and I held on to her and just let the blood flow and do all of its things. And Will snipped the cord, and I didn't let them bathe her. That was part of our plan. Just let her be and get her weight and all that stuff. And the nurses were amazing with all of my requests. So it was just an awesome time. But it's crazy to really look back and watch these videos that I'm telling you about because I was in labor and I didn't even realize it. So I guess it's really nice that I got to take my time and walk around and do all the things that I wanted to do, with not even realizing that that's what was going on with my body for basically 48 hours up until having her. So I had Isabella, I believe that's Saturday. What was it? Was it Saturday? And then that Monday, or no, sorry, I believe it was Sunday. It was Sunday that I had her, and that Monday I was supposed to have an induction because my cervix was so dilated, but also because of the hypertension. So, anyways, um, it's also crazy to look back at that person I was then and just to know all of the things within this past year, things that I would never have expected or anticipated, and the journey that I've taken. You know, it was just a wild ride because I got engaged and was planning a wedding while I was pregnant, and then planning a wedding postpartum, and just a lot of things to go through emotions wise, and um, taking care of my boys, and we did homeschooling, and we did traveling, and there was just so much that happened from the moment that I had Isabella to the moment that brings us here today. And the journey of postpartum, I never would have anticipated or expected to experience such highs and such lows. And I'll be honest, I had a friend who expressed how she had gone through postpartum depression, and I couldn't sympathize with her because I didn't know what a postpartum depression felt like. With Thatcher and Theodore, yes, there was that abuse that went on, and there was depression, and there were a lot of things that went on with them. And honestly, I've disassociated with some of those memories and experiences with them in these ages and in this time. So I just think that God had me experience these things and these emotions this time around so I can better understand and express myself, and to help others through those tough times, to be a light for someone else, and to know what it's like to be in those trenches. And I say that Thatcher and Theodore were so easy, but I couldn't have done it without my family. And I just thank God that my parents were there to experience the things that I missed, especially because of the situation I was in. And also working, I worked like a dog. I worked so much. I missed out on so much of their lives. So to be in the position I am right now, I am so grateful, even for the lowest of lows. It's really opened my mind. It's given me a whole nother perspective on life. And experiencing things that I never thought that I would have experienced. I'm grateful for this journey. I can't express to you how grateful I am for this journey, for the moments that I've been able to spend with my kids, and especially the first year of Isabella's life. Being able to experience that in a healthy, loving environment, and to see all of her firsts, and to experience those firsts with my other kids and my husband now, is just wild. I also want to note that it's such a huge win because I was able to breastfeed Isabella this whole year, exclusively breastfed. I did 2 years each with Thatcher and Theodore, and hopefully I'll, if it works and it continues, then I'll continue to breastfeed her. But it's been a beautiful journey. And if anyone ever tells you that your exclusively breastfed baby, will never learn to take a bottle after, they say, like the first month or two or 60 days, whatever, don't listen to them. Don't listen to them, because Isabella was 8 months old when she learned to take her bottle. I had to go on my bachelorette trip, and she was not going to be with me. And she needed to learn to drink a bottle, and thank God she learned. But not only is she drinking from a bottle, she can drink from a bottle now, she can also sip a straw. She sips a straw, and one of her favorite cups is the Tommy Tippy Sippy cup. So don't let anybody ever tell you that your baby isn't capable of doing something when you know they are. That's my birthing experience. That's my birth journey. And this is to 1 year with all 3 of my babies, and a happy birthday to Isabella. I'm so grateful for my life, for this life, for my children. And yeah, just check it out. Bye, y'all. All right, y'all. I am on the way to the OB to get my blood pressure checked and see how that's looking. Hopefully everything is well, and they're not going to try and induce me or sweep membranes or whatever their route of induction is, because I really don't want to do that. But yeah, overall, hips, lower back, thighs, the pain is just radiating, shooting down. And I look like a crippled woman walking, like, I need a cane. I've got my belly back brace on right now, and that really does help, like, a tremendous amount. So people are psychotic in their driving, I swear. But anywho's, nothing new. Just doing some hand embroidering today, hand stitching, and what else? Might do a little bit of sewing on the machine. Whatever I do, I'm just trying to stay stationary, because I'm not sure if it was me walking around Marshall's and Costco the other day that has inflicted this pain, because I already have like a really bad back injury, or is this like early signs of labor. So I don't know. I'm just trying to take it easy and just praying that this blood pressure situation is good, and try not to think about it too much and stress, because we all know what stress does. It makes that blood pressure go up. So anywho's, I will talk to y'all soon. We can look back at this and laugh one day. How I'm stuck right here and I can't get up. Go lay down. Go lay down. Go. Go.
me trying to stand up straight. I'm like leaning over to the right. Trying to stand up straight. But I can't. If I do this. It helps. As I try and stand up, it's like butt clenches. It's super tight right here. And I can't stand up straight. And you can see I'm kind of curved. Also thought this was really weird. Like all of a sudden my freaking stomach started to bulge out like this sideways. But also my the cuts, it's like I've got athletic body shape right here. It cuts in right here. Them dips right there, huh? Baby got abs. I'm just kidding. Just in so much pain. I think she's freaking exploded inside of me in the last like week and has dropped. So yeah, that's been fun. A lot of lightning striking down there. Oh, and then the contractions. Last night, I know it woke me up about 3 or 4 times having contractions, but they weren't like 10 minutes apart, 10 minutes apart. And they would wake me up and it was just so painful. Like, just kind of makes you go, kind of like that. And, just like the worst period cramp type pain that you can have. And it just releases. Sometimes it cracks and it feels nice. This past week has been really, really painful. But you just really feel mentally and physically drained. Just because you're physically unable to do the things that you could normally do. I never had this problem with Thatcher or Theodore, to where I've lost my mobility, can't stand up straight, barely walk. So it's really frustrating. How I'm feeling right this second is how my back injury felt when it first happened. So, it's not fun. It's debilitating. It's mentally draining. And I feel like if anybody asked me how am I feeling, how am I doing, I just feel like a broken freaking record, because honestly, that's just how I've been feeling for the past 2 weeks, really. Mentally and physically drained these last couple of weeks. And now that I can't walk or hardly do anything without having to stop after, 10 minutes. Today I was able to, I scrubbed the counters and the cabinets and all of the appliances, wiped those things down, tried to help Will with the pantry and putting some stuff up. Thought I had time to tidy up, and turns out, the unexpected, of course, happens. Induction is on Tuesday, and I'm still on the fence. Like, I'm in so much freaking pain. It's to the point where I don't care that I don't give spontaneous birth, but it's like, man, that's what I wanted so freaking bad, was just to be able to have the baby on her own versus ingesting freaking Pitocin, which just is just so uncomfortable. I remember it being awful, just awful, and speeding up the birth so fast. I remember the contractions being horrible. I didn't have an epidural with either of the boys, and I was really hoping for the nitrous oxide mixed with the oxygen, but I'm being told that I don't think that's offered at the hospital I'm going to. So that really sucks, but I still put it in my birth plan and asked for it anyway. Yeah, my birth plan is very intentional this time. I'm worried about being forced to stay on my back. I don't like the idea of them not allowing me to eat or drink anything. If I'm there for hours, telling me I can only eat like something bland before we get to the hospital. And I've, you know, the more I've read too is like, how can I give labor with no energy? I got the birthing combs. I just bought some wooden combs. You put the word birth in it and it's like it all of a sudden costs $17. Ooh. But they're literally just wooden combs that you can squeeze onto to help distract the pain and focus more of it into your hand versus in the nether regions. So we'll try that. I'm definitely going to try and focus on my breathing. I remember last time my body knowing when to push. So I'm hoping that I feel the same this time around and just my body knowing, go lay down. My body knowing when and what to do when it happens. Can't wear my engagement ring because my fingers are fat and swollen. Golly, the carpal tunnel the past few days have been pure hell. Like, just imagine your fingers just, oh, they're in so much pain in every joint, all the way up to your freaking elbow, man. Your whole forearm is hurting. And then it goes completely white and you can see like where the blood stops right here. And just, it's so painful, and rubbing this feels good, and rubbing like this feels good. The tips of your fingers are completely numb. Or for both my hands, it's normally these 3 or 4 fingers that go very numb, but they're still painful. It's weird to explain. What else? I don't know. I think I'm gonna get off of here because I have to use the bathroom and I need to make some food. So, alrighty. I will talk to myself later. You guys, I have 0 energy. Like, I just don't feel like doing anything. I was working on some of my Louis Vuitton stuff, like repairing. I did that for about 2 hours. But, oh, and this morning I woke up. We woke up and stayed in bed for like an hour, and then I made breakfast. Made some, what are they? Sausage, egg, and cheese McMuffins. And that killed my back. Like, just doing that, I was in so much pain. So then I ended up coming in the living room and sitting on the ball for about an hour watching Bridgerton. And then worked on the wallets for a few hours. And now I'm just like, ugh. I mean, look at me. I don't have my eyebrows filled in. No eyebrows. My hair's in a clip. And I just look exhausted. Like, I look so tired. Oh, I also made this cucumber lemon chai seed water that Will's mom makes, and it's so freaking good. And I made it for the first time that actually tastes just like it. The only thing I didn't do was filter the cucumbers like she does, so it's still delicious. What else? My back is just freaking killing me. It's Sunday the 23rd, I think. Yeah, 23rd. And like, I have no energy. And I have no energy to cook dinner. And I really don't want to be in pain again. Like, you guys don't understand. Just walking up from the couch to go to the toilet is a challenge. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna just like order some takeout because I just don't feel like cooking. And you know, orange chicken sounds really good, even though I know it will make me sick. And I know I don't have a whole lot of room in my belly to eat, but I definitely know that labor is like right around the corner. I think I'm like in pre-labor. Either one, I have back labor for sure that's been going on since, like, really bad since this past Monday. So this coming Monday will be a full week of it. And I legit can't stand up straight. Like, I can't stand up straight at all. I can pull myself up onto like the wall or in the bathroom and straighten my back out with heat and water, like hot water. But shortly after that, like pretend that my fingers right here, it's my back, and my knuckles are my butt, okay? This is me. There's no curve in my spine. It's just stuck stiff, and I'm walking around like this, like Hunchback of Notre Dame, and it's bad. And sometimes I'll just be sitting here, or I'll barely move my hip or a leg, and my whole middle spine just seizes up, and it makes me scream. It's so bad. This back injury already needed a surgery, and I'm thinking that the baby has shifted when she dropped lower into my pelvis, that she's pushing on something, or she's legit just kicking my spine. I don't know, but I can't. And it just freaks me out because there's like the pelvis, there's like some sort of pelvis syndrome that you get, and then there's like your abs detach, and I'm like, do I have that? Like, what's wrong with my pelvic floor? Is there something wrong with it, or is it legit just the baby pushing on my nerves and spine, and it's disabling me? But it's really, really frustrating. It's taking a mental toll for sure, because I just had so much I wanted to do. I don't know if I've said this before, but like tidying up, which Will has definitely helped out with that, and helping me up and down and getting me things when I need it. But I'm also still so stubborn, like I just want to try and do things on my own, even though it causes me a great deal of pain. But like, look at me, I look like total trash right this second, and I'm tired, and I just don't like looking like I feel bad, because then it makes me feel bad. But oh, it's still recording. Sorry, Mary texted me.